Hola amigos, Stuart here from Spain Speaks, today with another video. And we're going to be looking at some of the pros and cons of teaching English in Madrid in 2020. So let's go. Now I've had some people ask me whether teaching English is still viable in the year 2020. In my opinion it is, and today I'll have a look at some of those things. But firstly I'll say that today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, and I'll tell you more about them in a little while. Now for me, one of the main pros of teaching English is that you get the chance to travel the world. You get the chance to live in a culture like this one here, which is Spain, and you get the chance to learn a new language, which for me is fantastic. You also get the chance to meet a lot of new people that you would never meet before if you didn't travel to a new country and live there for a while. So again, that is another pro. Now I also consider teaching English to be a rewarding career. I've been doing it for 22 years. It's had its ups and downs, but in general, it is a good career and I would recommend it. Now it's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm on my way to work. It's quite a brisk morning, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain, so that's a pro. And we're still more or less in the middle of winter here in Madrid, so it is a bit negative from that aspect. But the summer is just around the corner, so waiting for that. Now, as I said, one of the pros for me about teaching English in Spain is that you do get the chance to live in this culture. You get the chance to experience all of the good things that Spain has to offer and all of the bad things as well. Now it is still possible to make a decent living teaching English here in Spain. Now the salaries are not great. I mean, you're never going to become rich, and you might even need to get a side gig when you're teaching English here. And I will say that over the years the quality and conditions have got worse, but you never know what that's going to mean in the future, and the industry has changed a little bit. But I'll tell you some more about that at the end of the video. Now another one of the pros in my opinion is that you will get a lot of contacts, especially if you're like me and you're teaching in company here in Spain. You will meet a lot of important people, let's say, maybe executives from companies, politicians I've had classes with, and these are people that can open doors here in this country. So that's a definite pro. Now another pro is the schedule, but it can also be a bit of a con. Teaching here in Spain, at least what I do, which is in company teaching, means that you're going to have a lot of free time and a lot of gaps in your schedule, but it also means that you're going to have a lot of time to get other things done, which is good. And you're also going to have a lot of holidays. Obviously teachers have a lot of holidays, and this profession is no different. But classes are not paid if you don't do them. So a lot of the times if you're not working, you're not going to be earning a salary. So bit of a negative aspect in that regard, but in general the schedule's not too bad. Now somebody sent me a comment the other day saying that English speakers are lucky because we have the chance to teach our language around the world, and that's true, we do. I don't know what it's like for other languages. I know that there are French teachers in Madrid, I know there are German teachers, I know there are teachers of Portuguese, but of course English teachers here are everywhere, and the girl was right. And we are lucky to be able to teach our language and work in another country. Now let's talk about some of the cons. Now as I said before, with one of the pros, the schedule, it can also be a bit of a con in the sense that you're going to have a lot of gaps in your timetable. Now that's not necessarily bad because you can do other things, and this is where Skillshare, the sponsors of this video, will come in handy, and I'll tell you about that in a tick. Now as I said, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, and Skillshare is an online community for creatives that offers thousands and thousands of interesting classes, and it is a particularly good platform if you're planning to come to a country like Spain and you need to brush up on different skills. So for example, some of the courses that I've been doing recently, I've been trying to brush up on my Spanish, and I've also been looking to take other classes in different things that are going to help me maybe expand my professional options, and that's going to definitely come in handy in a place like this. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, a pro, a dabbler, or a master, There are courses on photography, video, productivity, basically everything that you need to improve your skills to live in a place like this. And being an ESL teacher, I often look at ways to improve my teaching skills, and Skillshare also offers lots and lots of classes to be able to help you do this. Most of the classes are under 60 minutes and Skillshare is really affordable. You can pick up an annual membership for less than $10 a month. In fact, the first 500 of my subscribers to click the link below will get a 2-month free trial so you can check out Skillshare for yourself. So definitely recommend Skillshare, so click the link below. Now I'll talk about another one of the negative things about teaching English in this country, and it is that you're going to be doing a lot of running around. Now I've just finished the class, so it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I had a 2-hour block from 8 to 10. Now I've got to get back on the metro, go home, and I've got to wait until about 1:30 for my next class. Another negative in my opinion is the cost of living aspect. It's not as easy as it used to be to make money teaching in this country. Things have got a lot more expensive, salaries have come down, so that is a bit of a negative aspect as well. And you probably call it a con. It might improve, but it might not. And there's a lot more competition now online from teachers around the world, let's say. And we never used to have that before, but now worldwide competition because of the internet. Now another con in my opinion is that you are constantly being assessed, especially in private education. There's lots of controls, lots of surveys, and you have to be really on your toes to make sure that you're doing the best every day and performing to the top of your ability. So that's a bit of a con, and if you're not used to being under that constant pressure, it can be a bit of a downer for some. A lot of controls and a lot of exams, and students need to be improving constantly. And another con is that it's not easy to work in Spain. If you're coming from outside the European Union, it's not easy to get a job. It's become easier. A lot of teachers are coming here now on visas that they can work for a year. There's a lot more visas available for young people, but it's not still that easy to do. So, you know, you can't just hop on a plane, come to Spain and teach English. Now I get a few people asking me, is teaching English still a viable option in Spain? And yes, it is, in my opinion. English is part of the school syllabus here, so there's always going to be lots of kids that need to learn English. And as far as companies go, there is still demand for that. The common English exams like First Certificate, Advanced, Proficiency are very popular now in Spain. So there's lots of exam preparation classes, so you can get a job doing that. You could also become an examiner for Cambridge or something along those lines. So there is opportunity still to teach English in this country. Is it the same as it was 30 years ago? Probably not. And as I said, there is a lot more competition now from people outside of Spain working in countries where it's a lot cheaper to live, like the Philippines, for example, that are eroding the market a little bit. But you can still find work here. And there is also a lot of work in the schools through the Auxiliares de Conversación program if you are interested in that. And it is a good way to get into the country and get your feet on the ground here in Spain. Do you need a qualification? I would recommend that you do get some type of TESOL qualification or a CELTA qualification through Cambridge. It always helps you to get a job once you are here. Is it necessary? No, there are people that don't have qualifications and are working here in Spain, but I would recommend that you get one before you come to this country because it will increase your chances of getting a job. So I'll start to wrap this video up now. So in summary, some of the pros and cons of teaching English in this country. I think that it still is a good job. You can make a living. You can live reasonably well. Is it the best job in the world? No, but you are able to travel, you are able to meet new people, you are able to live in a new culture, learn a new language. So from that point of view, it is a good profession and I do recommend it for some. Questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. If you're teaching in Spain or considering coming to this country to teach English, leave a comment in the section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.